I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. Child, I got a whole lot of stuff going on back here. Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY. I'm here to bring you guys the latest on Belle Collective, and y'all already know this is the cookout, so y'all should be screaming your side dishes screaming your side dishes over there in the chat. Let me see what y'all brought. Okay, I got the grill going, and I want to make sure everybody brought a little something. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we can all eat over here. This is a cookout. We're family. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Let's see who we got over here. The cousins. You said, I see Doreen is here. Cheryl, what's up, Cheryl? What y'all got on the cookout, y'all? Come on in. Good morning, Elle. Good morning, Felicia. You said Tamara clocked in, baby. Did she not? Tamara was in the house. Tamara said, bitch, you called me out last week. You told me I'm not bringing enough. I'm about to bring your business to the table. Oh, goodness, that was hilarious. You said you got the corn on the cob. Excellent. Got a little corn on the cob. I see some potato salad over there. I need the green beans, the baked beans. What else? We need some rolls. We need some paper plates. We need all of it. By the way, you guys, Clone is my real sister. We got the same mama, the same daddy. Welcome to the chat, and thank you for helping out. I appreciate you. Let me turn down my phone real quick to make sure I don't have any interruptions. Okay. Come on in. You got the ribs and the sauce. Thank you, Erica, girlfriend, child. We was running low. I was worried, but I knew you was gonna come through. So thank you, Erica. I appreciate you. Okay, come on in, everyone. Hit the like button, share the video, please, and thank you. Let me see what else I need to put up, child. I got some opinions. Listen, I had a lady tell me she was 70 years old. She said, I am 70 years old. And then she proceeded to cuss my ass out, to cuss me out over there in the comment section, child. Called me ghetto and all kinds of things. Anyway, I just want to say, I don't want to turn into Diana X over here. I don't want to turn into Diana X over here, child. Have me looking out the window, making sure y'all ain't got nothing for me. I'm just giving y'all a regular overview. I don't know why I get hit like this. They did not like my the video I did on Candy Burris, baby. She said that I don't know. I think she was under the impression I wasn't on Candy's side. When I thought I said in the video that Todd was the one asking for child support and all kinds of stuff, and to take custody of them damn kids. And I said to y'all in the video, thank God he didn't, because I don't support that shit. I don't know what she listened to, child, but anyway, she tried to give it to me. I'm just gonna let her know. I got artillery over here, and I do peek out the window. Okay, come on in, everybody. Welcome. 70 or not, damn it, I don't care. I don't care. So come on in, everyone. Welcome, y'all. So listen, I do want to share one thing with you. I talked about this before, and that is the Rock skincare treatment. It is a firming stick that goes on the skin. You can put it anywhere, though. You can put it on the back of your hands, on your legs, your neck, your chest, your face. I put it all over my face and neck, and it smooths the skin. It has real retinol in it, like the highest level that you can have in the product is there. And within days, you could see actual improvement in the skin. So much so because I did have one of my subbies send me a message the other day. Check this out. They said that they bought it, and she said within 10 days, She said she noticed a difference. She said, "Hi, Diana. I just wanted to say thank you. I'm getting my porcelain skin. The Rock, okay, is the best." And then she gave me some heart emojis. She said, "When I heard you say that, I got the stuff and I've been using it for 10 days and I see a difference." 10 days is all it took for her. She said, "I don't even have wrinkles, but my skin is skinning." Okay. So I just want y'all to know it is working for me, baby. And it's also working for her. Okay. I didn't put her name up there because I don't want to give her all of that. You know what I'm saying? She might not have wanted that, but I did want to show y'all that real people are using it. Okay. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, we're going to talk about the show. Hey, lies and more lies, child. Let's get to it. This was an excellent show, okay? I just want to shout out to Tamara because y'all know last week Tamara was on the chopping block. Tisha said this is her shit. Okay, do you want to be here or not is how she approached Tamara. Nobody else, just Tamara. And I thought that was interesting. Tamara gave her exactly what she wanted, all right? I also want to say that it's interesting to me that just 2 episodes ago, it was actually Tisha who was screaming that she felt ambushed, bringing people onto the show to ambush her and all of that stuff, right? And she did the exact same thing in this episode. The exact same thing. Oh, look, somebody else said it works for them too. Good morning, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Deshonda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so listen, take the poll at the top of the chat. We're doing crown or clown. Take the poll at the top of the chat and let's get it started. It opens basically where it left off with the froon. Okay, so everybody's sitting there with their fascinators on and they wearing their black. And Carrie had asked Selena in front of everybody, God and the Bells, whether or not her husband really does have a baby out there. She said that was the rumor that was in these streets, and she's bringing it back to her this way. She said, "We just want to know." Tisha actually says that she didn't see it personally, but that she did know that there was a picture out there and there was a conversation had, right? Anyway, Selena says that Marie had already came to her with the rumor. So she knew it was out there. Marie brought it to her already, and she had already talked to her husband or her fiance about it, Mike. But she also said, this is some BS when it comes to the loyalty in the group. Where in the hell is this coming from? Why would they be bringing this to me now when I am months away from walking down the aisle with this man? Like, what does this? You are sitting here, everybody's sitting here talking about how we're going to bury the old and, usher in the new. And this feel about as much garbage as what y'all said was going on before. So she's not happy about it at all, but she's not giving them a whole lot either. She's kind of trying to fill out what the hell is going on, because I've been a friend to every one of y'all. So for you to all be sitting here with on top of this big rumor about me, even if she knows that it's not true, y'all all seem to know about it. Y'all all are talking about it. And now you want me to be the ass of your joke? Was I supposed to get all the way down the aisle if this man really did have a baby? Y'all weren't going to say anything? I get it. Okay. Come on in, hit the like button, share the video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, so that's how that part ends. Okay. Hold on, y'all, child. You got the banana pudding made from scratch. Listen, I knew you would bring it, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, now Tisha is having a meeting with her team, right? She's scouting out a location to do what I think it's a focus group or something. Y'all know she had Letitia Scott from Love and Marriage Huntsville come on as her first guest, and she interviewed her about, establishing herself financially independent of her husband, her first bank account. What do you do in case you had to, pack your ish and leave Marceau? I want to get the tea from you because I'm trying to establish myself with Glenn. Okay, so she is telling everybody that she did this interview, and she wants to do the focus group to get the Belle's opinion on everything, right? She brings a couple of members of her team there, and they decide that they're going to talk about what happened with talk about what happened with that fight that Glenn and First had, because they had not touched base yet, not even the investor. So she was like, y'all know that's the elephant in the room. So how do you feel? And then she puts First on a Zoom call, So everybody is there, and she tells First that basically she wants to put him on leave indefinitely. I don't know if or when I'll bring you back, okay? But as of right now, what happened in that parking lot with my husband was too much for me. I got a whole lot of goals for myself. It doesn't seem like you're with the program. So if you don't mind, even though you've helped me with a lot, I love you. We gonna part ways as of right now. And First apologizes to her, and he said, I also agree. Shit, it's best for both of us. You clearly have a husband that's out of control, and I'm gonna meet him where he's at. If this happens again, I can't promise nothing. I can't promise nothing. But I love the rest of the team members. Y'all know I still work with y'all. I'm still down with y'all. I'll sit this one out though when it comes to Letitia. Okay, come on in. Welcome everybody. Hit the like button, share the video. Okay. Anyway, after it's all said and done, Tisha talks a little more about the focus group. She says she wants all the Belles there. She also is going to bring in Lonnie Love, who had her own talk show, to give her some criticism, constructive criticism, and advice about what she's done wrong, what she should be doing right in order to be successful. Yada yada yada. I was going to say something smart. I'm going to hold on to it for a second, though. Now let's talk about Trice and Carrie, because y'all know Trice ends up telling the group at the beginning that the reason she heard all about the baby rumor is because Matt got it from Cliff, Woodstock, okay? The light-skinned Marceau. She said, your husband, it's told my damn husband. That's how I got it. So that's the reason why I'm bringing it back to the group. And Trice was fit to be tied. She was like, you heard it from who? Because she said, we don't get down like that. Selena and Mike are our family for real. We go way back, right? And they've already shared this story with us a couple of episodes ago, maybe even last season, where, they said, listen, I think Selena's son, the one who passed away, used to work for Cliff. So he was like, I've given that man jobs. We know each other. So we don't fool with each other like that, right? So Trice ends up telling Carrie, meet me at the restaurant so I can put your ass in check, because I don't want you to ever come out of pocket about mine again in your life, right? Now, when she gets there, Carrie doubles down that Cliff is the one who brought it to Matt. And Trice tells Carrie, like I said, never get it twisted. We don't do that with our friends. We don't do that. They're family. We go way back. Trice also said, furthermore, I believe you lying because I know how that damn rumor started at the party. It was Marie. And you, Marie, and Letitia were in a huddle gossiping about Selena, right? And when she tells her that, Carrie throws her hands up and said, no, that's not where I heard it. That's not where I heard it. I overheard the men talking about it. Anyway, Trice doesn't buy it. She says, that's bullshit. You can say that if you want to, but don't put Cliff in it, because he wasn't there, right? He didn't say it. He didn't do it. Anyway, Carrie said, on my mama, on my fucking hood, on my mama, on my hood, I have never, ever, I would never lie like that on anybody in the group. Furthermore, I didn't just bring it to the group, because she's basically saying, listen, someone put a battery in your back and told you to bring that shit to Selena. She said, nobody put a battery in my back. On my mama, on my hood, I brought it up because everybody was talking about honesty and transparency and all of those things. And I thought that, I might as well bring this out here. It's out here already. If the men are talking about it, surely the women should know, right? Anyway, Trice isn't buying it one bit. In her confessional, she said that's absolute crap. It's absolute crap. Not to mention, she knows for a fact that not only was Marie talking about it at the party, but Marie is the one who started the shit. That's what Trice says in her confessional. So we'll see how that plays out. We already know that Trice and Marie are kind of hanging on a thread. They're barely friends, but they're trying. You know what I'm saying? But she said, no, no, no. That was all Marie. And I'm not sure why you're taking up for her. But anyway, Carrie apologizes. She said, listen, I don't want to cause any problems with you and your husband. Carrie said, clearly, Trice moves real different with Cliff than I move with Matt. What that mean, I don't know. Maybe she can lie on Matt and he doesn't care, or what. But that's what she says. She said she moves different than I do with Matt. And she said Trice doesn't play about her husband. So at the end of the day, she is just asking for forgiveness. I clearly brought up something that's sensitive to a whole bunch of people. I'm going to take the weight for that. I apologize. Are we cool? Are you cool with the Bells? And Trice said, I'm fine with the Bells. I'm also fine with you, but don't ever put Cliff's name in your mouth like that again, because he does not get involved with marriages like that. And he's not in women's business. That's just not what he does. So you picked the wrong one. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, they end up laughing about it. They end up laughing about it and saying that all is forgiven, but we shall see, child. Anyway, moving on. Now it is Tisha and Tamara. Oh, child, Tisha and Tamara, this was a good little scene. Now, if y'all have been watching the show for a minute, y'all know that Tisha and Tamara, they really don't like each other. I don't know what it is. Is it jealousy? Is it personalities? They just don't match. I don't know what. But Tisha, who is supposed to be the leader of the Bells, said that for the first time in 4 long years, she has decided to do a one-on-one with Tamara. That's a long time, right? Tamara called her out at the last meeting and said, hell, I don't know why you picking on me and asking me whether or not I want to be here and can I, do I feel safe and all that stuff, because you've never made me safe. That's number one. I went through postpartum. You have children, young children, right? A young child. And you didn't reach out to me, and you're the leader. So show some leadership. Show some leadership, and then maybe people will feel safe in this group, which is really what she was saying. And I don't blame her. Okay. If that's what you are. Okay. Yes, they are some messy heifers, right? So all of a sudden, on the back end, she might not have heard it at the beginning, but on the back end, she gets it. Well, bitch, I am the leader, right? I get involved in everybody else's mess and try to get them to be okay with each other. Why am I so okay with not hashing things out with Tamara? So now she has this alleged one-on-one meeting, but it's not a one-on-one meeting. Okay. Anyway, when Tamara gets there, you can tell she's open to conversation. And Tamara said, I want to see what this shit is about, because we haven't sat down for 4 years. That's a long time, right? We're on season 7. Anyway, Tamara comes in, she sits down, and Trice asked her how the recital was. And she said, girl, I missed it. I was hanging out with y'all at that damn table for so long that I got caught up in traffic and missed my baby's first recital. But I guess her mother or even the father, Damon, maybe they taped it for her. She said, I cried like a baby because I missed my child's recital. Okay. Anyway, Tisha tried to act like she was empathetic. She said, I know you did. No. She also asked her about her father, and she said that her father is doing much better. He is in a rehab facility, trying to get, everything right. But she said he's doing much better. Didn't give her a whole lot, because still, this is someone you got to build trust with, somebody you need to know some things about, right? Anyway, before they even get to the next question, here comes Shantae. Shantae was introduced this season as Tisha's friend, and we all knew that she was there to start mess, okay? Come on in with the Rasta pasta. Welcome, girl. Thank you for coming through. We all knew that she was there to start mess. Anyway, when Shantae comes in, it did not go over Tamara's head that this was an ambush, and that's exactly what she called it in her confessional. She said, oh, are we bringing friends? Because if I knew that, I would have brought somebody with me. This isn't comfortable for me to be sitting one-on-one with you. Somebody that I know don't like me for real. Somebody that I know asked me just last week if I wanted to continue with you. So you were basically threatening my position here. So if I would have known that, I would have brought somebody too, because this isn't cool, right? And yeah, Tisha ends up saying, well, I believe in girl code. And then they run a flashback of Tamara and Trice laughing at what Amanda said about Glenn being in them streets, right? And also, Glenn would be more attracted to her than he would his own wife, which, by the way, all nasty shit that came out of Amanda's mouth. And she really should have handled it with Amanda, but I guess she's not going to do that. Anyway, now she's going to give it to Tamara. And she tells Shantae to tell the rumor, the nasty little rumor that's out there about Trice, going ahead and tell that to her now. For some reason, Tisha thinks that this is better than the way she got information. It's not, girl. It is not better. Come on in, everybody. Hit the like button, share the video. Anyway, Shantae said, well, I heard, through the grapevine, the rumor is out there. I even got pictures, girl, that you and Damon, your baby's father, y'all aren't really a couple. In fact, he don't really F with you at all. He's your sperm donor for real. The two of y'all made an agreement to have a baby together because your biological clock was ticking. Okay. And that was just something he decided to do for you. A little gift. You know what I'm saying? A little gift. And he loves the baby and everything, but he don't fuck with you like that for real. And I know who you really fucking on. I know who your real boyfriend is. And the entire time, Tamara is sitting there like, okay. She says, show me my real boyfriend. If you got it. This heifer took out her phone, pulled up the picture, literally put the whole picture in the girl's face. And Tamara bent all the way down, like, let me see, let me see, and started reading through it or looking at the photo. And when I tell y'all, she laughed so damn hard, she almost slid out of her chair. She was stumping her feet, rolling her head back and forth like this. She said, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. She said, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. Anyway, Shantae was like, well, that's what we heard. She said, no, that's not true. None of it's true. And since y'all want to be about rumors and y'all want to talk about the shit that's in the street, you didn't get all of the tea from Amanda. She showed you those DMs, sure, but that wasn't all. Let me tell you the rest of it. And now Tisha got to sit through this shit. And she said what she actually said, Tisha Minaj, is that you are in an open relationship and Glenn ain't cheating for real, okay? Because he told Amanda that everything he does, you know about and you're cool with as long as you can partake, okay? So he told her that you asked for a threesome. And it didn't stop there. Not only did you ask for a threesome, you asked for a fucking foursome because you wanted Shantae to participate too. So it's supposed to be you, Shantae, Amanda, Glenn, and Tisha. I don't know where the hell y'all was supposed to get it on at, okay? On the floor, in the bed, where? But yeah, there was supposed to be all three of y'all on top of Glenn, okay? Whoa, that was some nasty shit. And she told this story with as much glee in her heart. She had a smile on her face. She double dog dared any one of them to get buck with her. When she said, Shantae, you was involved too. They said you wanted to be a part of it, that they wanted you in it. Shantae went like this, like, that's nasty. But she didn't say nothing. She said, well, ladies, listen, if we're going to be open, if we're going to be for real, if we're going to share the rumors, that's the same rumor. That rumor is out there about you to this day. And I'm not even a bitch that come back with rumors, but you asked for it. So there you go. Okay, what's good for the goose is definitely good for you. How about it? Okay, you said, well, Tamara bust them down real quick. It was the best part of the show. And it really, because she said it in such a way where she didn't even miss words. She was like, yeah, you're supposed to be in it too. All four of y'all get down like that. The entire time, we felt bad for your ass, thinking that Glenn was out here cheating. We had no idea that y'all was in an open marriage and that this was, just a part of what really goes down between y'all. Anyway, I don't even think that Tisha denied it. Okay. I think she just tried to laugh it off the way she saw Tamara laugh it off. And she went, she wants another 15 minutes. I see. I'm not going to give it to her. Yeah, you did. You gave it to her. You definitely gave it to her, because I'm going to tell you something. If that little penny ante bullshit, whatever that was in those text messages, if that meant something to you, then what's being said right now should mean something to you too. That means that Glenn is a liar or Amanda is a liar. You're going to have to figure it out, Heifer. But I definitely would have called Glenn after I left just to find out what the is really going on, period. Because you was willing to burn everything down when you thought it was Latrice. But Tamara sitting in front of you, you didn't want her to say nothing else is what you really didn't want. And that's on period. Hit the like button and share the video. What's up, my St. Louis sis? I appreciate you. Yeah, but Tamara got her ass good, okay? And she also laughed her in her face, which nobody wants that. Not only am I going to laugh in your face, but then I'm going to hit you with some shit that's so tough, you'll wish you never spoke anything over me or my family, period. And I agree with her. I love that little scene. She definitely wasn't ready. And we're going to see how this pops back up later. Anyway, in confessional, Tisha said some mess like, I don't even have, enough time to deal with Glenn one-on-one and the shit we go through, let alone add other parties into it. That's definitely a lie. It might be, but it's more of the truth considering everything that y'all had going on. It rings true because that man keeps trying you every single time. Okay? Every single time. So, anyway, after that, let me make sure I got this right. After that went down, Tisha ends up inviting Tamara to the focus group. She says she's not even going to get into it with Tamara because she really wants her to be a part of the focus group. So she's just going to let this die. Interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Again, she was willing to burn Trice down to the ground, but this she's willing to be okay with. And that's because she knows she was dirty. She knew what she was doing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, she invites Tamara and she says that she hopes that this new meeting that they had today can break the ice for future meetings. And Tamara says, sure enough. I hope so too. I hope so too. Anyway, congrats to Tamara for clocking in. A lot of people wanted to know where you were. Tamara wants y'all to know she is just as messy as the others. She just tries not to bring a lot of that BS, considering it's already on the show. Okay, it'll just be a big pile on. I get it. Now let's talk Mike and Selena. So they end up going to some sort of swinging yoga session, child. Selena could barely get into that damn swing. She was popping all over the place. She thought that the swing wasn't going to hold her weight. And Mike said, well, hell, if you fall, I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch you. Okay, I'll do my best. I'll do my best to hold this up. But baby, we don't know. Okay. Anyway, Selena got into that shit, that contraption, and she said, let me out, let me on the floor. And she said, I don't know why Mike wouldn't do it, because he has good common sense. He ain't getting up there. Anyway, they end up sitting down, and of course, Selena tells Mike that the Bells had the audacity to bring that baby rumor to her just a few months before this wedding. And Mike was looking at her, squinting his eyes like, why would they do that? And she said, the hell if I know. She said, the bottom line is, you had already told me about it. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, if he had already told her. I'm assuming that they talked about it at some point, but it was the way she said it. You had already told me about it last year. So they're not telling me anything that's going to knock me off my square. You know what I'm saying? But she said, I really do have a problem with the fact that they're bringing it to me now. The idea that they had all been talking about it and they just now decided to bring it to me. because a heifer I don't even know, Carrie, is the one who really dropped the details off. Carrie ain't got no reason to tell me that shit. Now, do I expect it maybe from Tambra, or because I think Tambra's in the wedding, or from Tisha even? Yes, maybe even Tisha or Trice, but not from Carrie. I don't know why she would be the one to bring it up. Anyway, Mike says to his fiance that it sounds like somebody put a battery in Carrie's back, because this shit has been out there for well over a year. That baby would have been born already. You know what I'm saying? So if I was you, I would really just try to find out who put the battery in the back. And then also, why would they sit on this for this long? That's what Selena wants to know at this point. I just want to know if you hoes are really my friend, or are y'all just talking about me behind my back? Do y'all even have my best interests at heart? Why would you let me plan, pay for a wedding if you were my real friend? The Belle Collective is supposed to be something different. We're supposed to be beyond sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be have each other's back for real. I'm just curious. Anyway, come on in, hit the like button, share the video. Welcome everybody. So anyway, Mike actually says that he supports her getting to the bottom of it. In confessional, Mike says something about, yeah, I knew the rumor was out there, but it isn't true. He looks down and then he looks at the camera real sheepish, like it could be true. Or, somebody went to the chop shop and got things taken care of, so it's not true no more. I don't know. I'm hoping that he was just playing it up to the camera. But the way he handled himself in confessional, when the production team asked if it was true, I didn't like it. He was like, it don't bother me. It bothers her, though. Well, of course it bothers her. Do you really think that that woman wants a man that's out here who don't know how to control himself, who's out here sleeping with other women? Nasty work. Nasty work. Anyway, keep hitting the like button, sharing the video, and taking the poll at the top of the chat. Let's move on to Trice and Cliff. So Trice is still pissed, and I don't really blame her, okay? Trice is at her restaurant, and her husband, you can tell, I don't know, is something wrong with Cliff? Why? Cliff seemed like he slowed all the way down this season. I don't think I've ever seen him this slow. But he was upstairs asleep, and then he got the call to bring his ass downstairs because they're filming. She was like, what was you upstairs doing? He said, relaxing until you called me and told me to come down. Like, don't make me break the fourth wall, baby. I'll do it. Anyway, Trice and him have some small talk about their business. Trice said that she got a lot of problems in the community. Apparently, they do not like that restaurant. They said it's bringing in all kinds of nuisances. Okay, good gravy. Nuisances, and that they have loud music playing, that the guest of the restaurant, I guess, is in the parking lot making all type of crazy noises. And Trice was like, I run a business. This is a restaurant, baby. This is the hardest I've ever had to work in my life. And we are turning a profit. First year, we are making money, which that's unheard of for a lot of people. But she said, right now, her biggest problem is the community, and they are having meetings about the restaurant. And the last one was over at the church, where plenty of people gathered to talk about what they needed to do to get rid of this damn restaurant. Okay. Anyway, Cliff didn't go. Trice did. And she said when she got there, she said, you guys are making some shit up. That is not us. That's not our business. And then she said they were saying that, I guess after a certain time, the restaurant turns into a club. And she said, our restaurant closed, and when it's closed, there's no other activity. She showed on video to the churchgoers or whomever, the community members, look at this video. My parking lot is empty at this time. There's no way we can be doing what you guys are saying we're doing. Anyway, the people at the church said, well, where's the loud music coming from? She said, I don't have anything to do with people and loud music. If they want to drive up and down the street playing loud music, call the cops and let them know that they're breaking the sound ordinance, the city ordinance for sound, whatever that happens to be. We should have one. Most people do, but don't be blaming it on my damn restaurant, right? Don't be out there blaming it on my restaurant. Anyway, Trice said, you should be down there. You don't take as much interest in these other parts of the business as you do with this or that. And Cliff said, we have divided our responsibilities for this restaurant. You're worried about the community piece. I'm not. They're going to think and say whatever they want to think and say. If you want to be a part of it and try to battle those people, be my guest. I will never. Okay. Fill me in where I need to be filled in, and that's it. And Trice said, cool, because that was about all she was going to get from him. He's not doing it. Anyway, Trice also tells Cliff about the baby rumor and how he's being blamed for spreading it. She says, Carrie is telling everybody that you was the one who told the rumor, the secret that our good friend Mike had a baby on Selena. Cliff said, that's a damn lie. Why would they say that to her? More importantly, this is how I handle my business. When I did hear about the rumor, I went directly to the horse, Mike. I pulled him aside and I asked him, do you have a baby? And he told me no. Now, if there was a baby out there, it would have been found already. Because if I know one thing about the Bells, y'all some nosy heifers. Okay? Y'all would go through hell and high water to find out dirt on somebody else. There would have been a private investigator already hired to figure these things out. And you know this just because of the shit they've done to us in the past. So if that man has a baby, it'll come to light. There's no worries about it because y'all don't know how to let sleeping dogs lie, period. Okay. But he also said that he has a problem with the Bells bringing something that vicious, that detrimental, that insensitive to another one of the Bells. What type of friends are y'all? Is basically what he's asking. That my husband would never do no shit like that, right? You don't get into people's marriages. Also, you don't get into women's business. I'm not sure if that's true. Has Cliff been in the women's business before? Put it in the chat if y'all think so. Because I thought at the very beginning that most of Trice's fights was because he was in the women's business. At least I thought so. But anyway, he also just said that he thinks that, yes, please. Okay. That's what I said. I was like, I appreciate this new leaf you turning, partner. But this wasn't always the case. Even though Trice is trying to talk about you like this has always been Bible, this has not always been Bible, sir. You stay in their business. You was in her good friend, whoever that gay guy was. You was in their business. You have gone, you've snuck up on Latrice to find out what she was doing. You've been in plenty of the women's business. Trice, maybe this Cliff, the Cliff with the high blood pressure, maybe the Cliff with the high blood pressure, he can't be into the ladies' business as much as he used to, but he definitely used to be in the women's business, okay? You said that she's faking it. Child, I was sitting there like, I don't have time to go back and look for which episodes he was in, but I'm pretty sure that this is a damn lie. Anyway, after it was all said and done, Trice asked her husband, Cliff, if he was going to be at this surgery, right? She said, I don't have what it takes to keep going back to toe-to-toe with these Bells about my damn family. I got a surgery coming up. I still got these blood clots. Hell, your blood pressure's high. So is mine. They're going to have both of us stroking out before it's too late. You know what I'm saying? But she said, child, he asked her, when do you have this surgery plan? She said, in a couple of days, okay? Be prepared. Get your bag ready. We're going to the hospital. It's an outpatient surgery, I'm fairly certain. But she said, are you going to be at the hospital the whole time? Because the last time your ass left. He said, I did not leave. She said, yes, you did. My mom was waiting all by herself. He said, I went and got lunch, child. You know, when my blood sugar's low, I got to go. I got to go get something to eat. And I ate at the hospital. It's not like I left and drove to McDonald's or someplace down the street. What is going on? If I leave again, your ass will still be under. You wouldn't even know. So calm down. I'll be there. Okay. Just like I was last time. Anyway, they have a cute little relationship now. You said y'all used to call him Clarisha. Y'all used to call Cliff Clarisha. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Now we are at the focus group. This was a real fluff scene, okay? Tisha plays her interview with Letitia Scott, where she is picking her brain about, being independent when it comes to the finances. How did you rope-a-dope Marceau so that everything y'all own is in your name, okay, and not his, and that if he leaves this relationship, he'll be asking you for child support and for alimony, okay, because he ain't got shit. That's basically that was basically the interview. Anyway, after it was all said and done, they show the girls in confessional, okay? You said he wants to be a Belle. Everybody said this isn't true. That Cliff not being in the women's business isn't true. Anyway, they asked Tamara, why were you on your phone the whole time the interview was playing? Because she played the full hour of the interview. And Tamara said, well, the shit just wasn't that interesting. That's why I was on my phone. Oh, more shade. Tamara is about as shady as can be. Again, she feels like you asked her to step up, baby. So she's stepping up. Okay. Not that Tamara wasn't shady before. Tamara's always been shady. That's why I like her. Anyway, Trice ends up saying that she appreciates Tisha for following her dreams, but she's going to need a little more practice. Okay. She ain't ready. Not right now. Not based on this interview. She got some more practice that she needs to do. Okay. Selena says some shit very similar to that. Like, this was one of the slowest things I've ever seen, right? Everybody gave a different reaction to the interview in their confessionals than what they said to Tisha in person. But Lonnie Love ends up giving a little advice and basically just saying, girl, keep doing what you're doing. I understand that you love what you do. Congratulations. And everybody else just gave her really nice compliments, things to say. Not too much at all. Excuse me, not too much at all, including Tamara. Tamara just said, girl, you can see your true personality coming out when y'all was interviewing, but just think about your personality and making sure that you win that way. Anyway, that's off. Now we're talking about the last part, and this is after the focus group. After the focus group happens, the ladies decide that they're going to stick around and chit chat. In particular, Selena, because she wants to get to the bottom of things. Are y'all my friends or not? Y'all have a whole lot of ideals about what the Bells should be. You preach all the time about who the Bells are and sisterhood and all that shit. But I just experienced something that shocked the hell out of me. And I want to know who brought this to the group. This is something that happened over a year ago. Over a year ago. I knew about it. My fiance told me about it. But why was all of y'all sitting on it? Why didn't any one of you who was, kikiing behind my back, why didn't any one of you who call yourself my friend, why didn't y'all bring it to me? Because that's who I would have expected it from. You asking for us to bring it to all of y'all. Why can't we have the same standards across the board, right? That's what she asked him. She said, who brought it here? And everybody act like the cat caught their tongue. Not one person spoke up. They was just sitting there looking at the next one. You know what I'm saying? Selena said, this shit is very frustrating. It is very frustrating to me that y'all was real gung-ho about bringing it to me in this state, Carrie of all people, and all of y'all knew about it. Anyway, Tisha said, I remember when the picture was taken. We were all over there at Taste, and Glenn and Mike and Cliff was what they took the picture, but I wasn't there. I remember it being taken, but I wasn't there. Which, what does that mean, right? And she said there was a caption underneath the picture. Now here's where things get a little murky. If you weren't there, or if you don't know anything about it, how do you remember the caption under the picture word for word. Because Tisha ends up saying the caption under the picture said, one of these men have a baby, an outside baby. And it isn't Glenn this time. And it isn't Cliff. Well, how do you even remember the words? This is something that happened a year ago. You didn't think it was important enough to bring it to me. So why would you remember the actual caption verbatim? These are the things that would be sitting in my mind spinning like, well, bitch, that's not cool, right? So Selena's taking it all in, and Selena has a smile on her face. And I've seen when people do stuff like this, they seem real calm and they smile at you when they talk. They're not smiling because they're friendly. They're smiling because they're taking in just enough so that they can pop your ass later, because that's exactly what she's doing. She doesn't feel good about this, but she asks them all the question. Well, that's a problem for me. And then you hear, I think it's Latrice say, or no, my bad. Actually, Selena says, the person I heard it from initially in this group was Marie. Marie said, just so you know, you might hear this rumor. So Marie is the one who brought it to me a little while ago. But how did the rest of y'all hear about it? Because now she's like, well, bitch, Marie, are you the one who's saying you might hear about it because you're the one who said it? And Marie said, no, no. I did not tell it to everybody. The way I heard it, hold on. I told you that I heard it from the group, but it wasn't because I brought it to the group. And then Selena says, well, who has the picture? Why would y'all tell me some shit that y'all saw, but no one thought to take a snapshot of the picture and of the question? So still, there is a lot of people who know about this and nobody who's telling it to me. Anyway, Marie volleys the conversation back to Carrie. Well, if you want to know who brought it to the group, it was Carrie. Didn't she just admit to it last week that her and her husband was pillow talking? And she decided to bring it to you? Carrie said, well, I heard it from Cliff. Okay, Cliff and my husband were talking about it, and that's how I heard it. And Trice shut that shit down completely. She said, first off, Carrie, me and you have already talked about this, and I told you my husband didn't have anything to do with it, so don't do that. Did my husband, well, actually, Trice says that her husband did tell it to Matt. Back this up. I just heard this, just remembered it just now. Trice said, I did tell you that my husband told it to Matt. So she is admitting to that part. See, Trice, and just like that, I didn't even pay attention to that until I just said it now. Trice, if you were willing to admit that Cliff did tell it to Matt, then Cliff is still all up in the women's business. God damn it. I just clicked it to me just now that Trice told on herself and said that happened. But then she backs it up, and Trice said that wasn't because he was spreading the rumor. It was because it was already being discussed by Marie, Tisha, and Carrie. Y'all were already talking about it at the party, okay? And Marie said, back that shit right on up. Do not make me responsible for this rumor. Your husband was the one telling it at the party, not me. Okay? Just because you don't want your husband to be wrong here, it was Cliff that brought it up at the party, not me. Don't do that because your husband is wrong, bitch. Okay, your husband is the one you should have a problem with. Anyway, Trice like, I told y'all my husband said it, but my husband isn't in women's business. But he is in women's business. There was no reason for him to tell Matt. Girl, there really was no reason for him to tell Matt, especially if he already had the conversation with Mike. If he had the conversation with Mike a year ago, that's where it should have ended. So I'm not sure that Cliff's hands are clean here. Anyway, things start getting a little tense in the group. And Selena says, Tisha, did you know about this damn rumor? When you pulled me aside, you told me that you and your husband Glenn wanted to counsel me and Mike when we were having communication issues. Did you know about it then? Tisha said, yeah, I did. That would have been last year. So now for her, she's like, well, I still feel away. Because now I do know that every single one of you Bells knew that this shit was happening on my head. And not one of you gave me a call, pulled me aside, said shit. I don't even care if Carrie said it. At the moment, I think that all of y'all, the collective, the ones that know me, the ones that call me friend, I think y'all are a bunch of snakes because you should have told me this already. Even though I know it's not true, I believe it's not true, you should have told me already. You ask for transparency with every fucking thing else, okay? Why wouldn't you have given me the respect, the common courtesy, the decency to tell me about it? All right. Oh, I call BS. Why do you call BS? You said only Dyana may be able to call Trice out on her slick lies. Well, I didn't write it down like that, but then when I said it out loud, when I was playing it out in my head, I went, she just said, she just said that her husband did tell it to Matt. That's something completely different from how she said it before. And these are your bridesmaids. This is Tamara and this is Trice. So this is unfortunate, but again, it's not true according to her, but you are going to feel a way that everybody's in the group that's talking about it and nobody's bringing it back to you. But when she asked Tisha, bitch, why didn't you say anything? You sit here talking about communication issues. That would be one of the things you bring up. Well, Heifer, did he communicate that there's a rumor out here that he might have a baby on you, child? And I know what it's like to have something that nasty out there because y'all know I had this take a test. And the results of that DNA test was read on the reunion. So it does feel like you would share that, right? So she asked a legit question. Why didn't you tell me? Anyway, Tisha said, well, it was just a rumor, and I don't do that with rumors. I don't bring rumors to the group. I don't think anybody should be bringing rumors to the group. This is what Tisha says. And while she's saying it, she does not see Tamara over there swelling. You know what I'm saying? Tamara's like, you don't believe in rumors, bitch. Did you not just say that my baby's father, was a sperm donor and that he has his own life? Girl. So she is sitting over there like, you can't be telling the truth, right? After she gets it out, she said, funny you should actually say you don't agree with bringing rumors to people. When you brought a fucking rumor to me by way of Shantae, and as a matter of fact, this is a meeting for the Bells. Shantae should have left with the rest of the crew, right? When your investor left, when the other people that's a member of your team left this gathering, and only the Bells were sitting here, that's when she should have put her damn shoes on, put her purse on her arm, and walked out the door behind them. What the fuck is she doing here right now? Because you didn't have a problem bringing me a rumor out of her fucking mouth. You didn't have a problem putting a battery in her back to tell me some garbage with everything I have going on in my world and my father and everything right now, Heifer. You don't believe in rumors. I don't think that's true. I think you do believe in them. I think you do believe in them, okay? Anyway, after she says that, which was great, child. That's exactly what she should have said. She ends up saying, hold on. Tamara ends up telling the group, all of them, by the way, let me catch y'all up. Let me catch y'all up. Shantae was completely the F out of pocket, coming to me and telling me that the father of my child really isn't my relationship. And then the bitch had the nerve to show a picture of a man who is actually a sponsor, a client of a radio station I work at. My job, like I am sleeping or shit where I sleep, which I don't do that. Anyway, Shantae decides she's going to stand on it. Well, just because he's a client doesn't mean that's not really your boyfriend. And that's when Tamara really clocked in. She said, bitch, don't do that. Don't do that over me. I work way too hard to get everything I earn by myself. So you're never going to put that rumor out there and act like it could be true in order to save the egg that's on your face. Accept the fact that you are a messy bum and that your ass should not be here at all. You shouldn't be here. Okay? She right. Then Trice says that I agree with Tambra and that all irrelevant non-MF factors who are not Belle's should not be bringing anything back to the group. Y'all shouldn't have any conversations for us. Y'all shouldn't even have our names in your mouths. Okay? If that was a rumor, Tisha, that you thought fit to bring back to the collective, then you should have said this is what you heard and just simply brought it back to Tambra. You copped out by making Shantae be the one to do it. Marie says, so you think that Shantae is outside noise and that Shantae shouldn't be here? And Shantae says, Shantae is Shantae. I'm not outside noise. I'm not nothing. I'm Shantae. But after it was all said and done, everyone in the collective said, I agree. No outsiders should be participating in this group. And no one should be accepting rumors from outsiders. It causes way too much drama. So while they were sitting there, Tisha calls for another reset. From this point forward, let's just move. We're going to go backward. We're not going to bring any of them rumors back to the group. We're not going to do any of the things that I just started after asking for a reset. Because again, Tisha, even though I always hear this is Tisha's show, Tisha brought the Bells together for this reason, and they're not doing what they set out to do with whatever that damn street was that they were supposed to be building businesses on. No one recognizes that Tisha is the mess. She brings the mess every season. She's about the mess. She likes the mess. That is a part of the collective, as long as she's leading it. It is what it is. I get that people don't understand that all the time, but she definitely keeps things going. She is the mess. Anyway, Carrie apologizes. She takes full responsibility for bringing the rumor to the collective and the group during the funeral. And she said that she apologizes for her role in it. She's sorry because she can see it hurt so many people. And, she wishes she never said it. But that's pretty much it, okay? Anyway, I asked you guys to take the poll about right on the top of the chat. If Amanda can sit, Shantae can sit. Where did Amanda sit? Amanda didn't sit. Amanda was at a party, not with the Bells. Was Amanda there? Because I didn't see her. Amanda came to 2 parties. She didn't have it at an actual Belle Collective meeting. Number 2, Amanda was a friend of Letitia and of Glenn. Everybody that Shantae has come after, everybody has been real firm in saying, we don't know Shantae. Who is Shantae? Never met her, don't know nothing about her, and she doesn't know anything about me. This is all Tisha putting a battery in her friend's back to come after those ladies. We're not going to play dumb with this show. I'm actually liking this show. We're not going to play dumb with this show. This is Tisha. This is all Tisha. You know Tisha has to produce. Okay. Well, she don't have to lie about it because she is lying. She is lying, okay? But anyway, let's take the poll. Let's see what y'all think about all of this. Who wears the crown? Who wears the crown? Whoever you guys gave the most votes to will be the crown of the episode or of that particular scene, and whoever gets the least amount of votes will be the clown by default. Okay. I love y'all. Y'all are funny to me. You make me laugh. Okay, hold on. Let me get the screen up. I don't even know if you can see this for real. You can't. I asked you guys if you supported Carrie bringing the rumor to the group. Did you think that Carrie was being stand up by bringing the rumor to the group? Or if you agree with Selena that they're not telling her about this rumor, even though they're supposed to be her friend, was a snake move. And y'all agreed with Selena. In fact, 72% of y'all agreed with Selena, and 28% of y'all agreed with Carrie. So Carrie's going to wear the clown by default. Selena wears the crown. Mm-mm-mm. I appreciate that. That's cool. That is cool. I'm going to agree with Selena too. I think that if you guys knew I was planning a wedding for a year, if I was confiding in you saying that I had problems with my fiance and I wasn't sure if I was going to actually make it to down the aisle, I would think that you would pull me aside and say, girl, it might just be a rumor. But y'all know how them Facebook groups do. You know what I'm saying? It was on social media. Some random person put it underneath the comments. Just say that. There was a random person to put it underneath the comments, and I don't want you to be caught off guard. I don't personally think it's true. It would have been real easy to do that, and I don't know why they didn't. I think that was I agree with Selena in saying, is this a group that I actually want to invest any more time with? I don't know. I don't know. You said you better not see Amanda anymore. What you gonna do about it, friend? Are you want me to get to the window and check out to see if I see Amanda? Child, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, after that, y'all know that I like to do the scene snatcher. Who wins the scene snatcher for this episode? And I'm giving it to no other than Tamara. Tamara won for me. The fact that she was on ready. You know what I'm saying? When things like this happen, you have to be quick. You have to know how to handle your business. Don't make it personal. Just get the information out there. And I liked everything about how Tamara handled herself. And let me just also say, Tamara is, she knows how to cut a mother. we've already seen how Tamara handles Damon sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Damon know he can't win. He just goes upstairs and be like, I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that Tamara got completely ambushed and still was able to stand in that scene and say, not only are you hoes alive, but let me tell you what I heard about you. That's what a scene stealer does, okay? The fact that Tamara overheard that lady say, I don't bring rumors to people, and went, yeah, don't. Well, let me get back in your ass one more time, especially since Shantae is here and you told every one of your team members to leave the meeting and you let her sit there with this crap. I love it. I love it. Go ahead, Tamara, with your bad self. Now let's see how she handles the rest of the episodes. I think we got 15 episodes, so this is episode 7. 6 more to go. Okay. I'm going to give this episode a 10 too. You said 50-50 with me. Carrie at least takes friendship to heart and told her as a friend. Maybe. Who you girl pleasing child? Tamara absolutely ate in this scene. This is my scene snatcher. This is my scene snatcher. Tamara ate. You can put your scene snatcher in the comments if you like, but there was nobody else on the episode, in my opinion, that that did what they were supposed to do. You agree with her about the why now, but I think there needs to be reasons for the reasons that they waited, and I don't mean good reasons. What good reasons? This is an interesting conversation. This is I mean, this is the type of stuff people get into arguments with when it comes to friends all the time. People always, they feel like, oh, you shouldn't have told me that. Oh, why didn't you tell me? There's really no way to win in this kind of relationship. Carrie did tell her, cool, But in telling her, what it did was open the door that y'all was talking about it as recently as Carrie's birthday party, which is going to make you feel a way. You know what I'm saying? Why would y'all bring it up there? Your scene snatcher was a yoga instructor. No, ma'am. Okay, you said, I'm sorry, but Tamara didn't come off as believable. I don't know. I think people don't give Tamara enough, and that's okay. Everybody likes, people for different reasons. I like that Tamara isn't who people think she should be, because in order to have a collective, everybody has to be different. Everybody has to bring something to the table, and they all have to be respected for who they are. That's the only way you have a genuine collective. Unfortunately, sometimes everybody wants everybody to act the same. Marie sits in these groups when people go after each other, and she'll have a smile on her face, like, and everything about her face says that she is judging, and nobody cares. Marie judges that woman all the time. Okay, you know what I'm saying? She'll judge Tisha all the time. When Tisha was talking about how Glenn, uh, how she told Glenn that she was wanted to be celibate, Marie laughed so hard on the inside that it spilled out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could see it on her face, but nobody says anything to Marie. Sometimes you just got to let people, you got to recognize their personality and appreciate their personality. Where's Stormy when you need her? Tamara ain't got enough. Oh no. I was just about to say that Marie be judging. Marie judges everything, and everybody lets it go. Everybody lets it go. But I like Marie. I do. I like them all. There's nobody that I dislike in this group. I think that it's just real hard for people to learn new personalities. But I think Tamara is a solid person. I think that if she gets messy, y'all aren't going to like her that much, because Tamara, I think, has a lot of papap in her. You know what I'm saying? I've heard her on that radio station. She's nothing nice. You know what I mean? She says some nasty stuff. She used to do a segment with Gary with the T. I think they had their own little podcast or something. It was her, Gary with the T, and somebody else. Anyway, Tamara curses. She acts a nut just like everybody else. She just doesn't do it on this show. She tries to stay at a certain level with people because she knows she will probably hurt somebody. Just like when she tapped Marie on the shoulder and said, "Take care, baby." That was hilarious. Messy is better than nothing. She hasn't been giving. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if anybody over there at OWN or the production team refuses to give her another contract. If Cliff told Carrie's hubby in one meeting of him, Trice been talking. How Trice get in it? It sounds like they knew that it happened. Trice was the only one who was very adamant. I never heard about it. I've never heard the rumor at all, even though we know that all of the women on this show pillow talks with their husband. Their husband is their best friend. The reason why Letitia has such a hard time with Glenn is because Glenn is her best friend. That's somebody that she confides everything in. So when it comes time to do I want to split off with him from my husband, it's hard to do, because that's her whole life. You know what I mean? Only to miss the performance. But Trice did say, "I don't know anything about this secret. And y'all know I'm in the streets." So Trice was trying very hard to protect her relationship with Selena. Do I think that she knew the secret? Yes. I think that if Cliff heard it, Trice heard it. If Cliff is willing to admit he heard it, she heard it. If she was willing to say, "My husband told Matt," she heard it. Latrice is the one that Selena should have given the side eye to. Maybe you're right. Maybe we'll see something next week where Selena asked Trice, friend, what went down? Like, what are you doing? That's a possibility. Okay, anyway, scene snatcher for me is Miss Tambra. None of them are nice girls, babe. That's why we watch the show. We watch the show because none of them are nice girls. They all have a little, a little cutthroat in them. Otherwise, if they didn't, y'all would say get rid of every single one of them, child. But I understand. I understand. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me and all of your side dishes and everything. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hit the like button and share this video. Thank you to my moderator, Miss Clone in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping out, sister. Y'all know this is my real sister. We got the same mama, same daddy. I appreciate everybody who participated in the chat and on the poll. If you are watching the replay, go on ahead and take the poll in the chat too, okay? No, I believe that Cliff absolutely told Latrice. They all pillow talk. There's nobody, the only thing they don't tell is when they're having an affair. Okay? The only thing these men don't tell is when they're having an affair. Otherwise, they tell everything. Okay? Anyway, hit the like button, share the video, follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. And until the next one, bye-bye.